Greetings, folks. I'm coming at you on Wednesday, the 3rd of November. Just want to check in real quick before I go in for another day of work in the studio with the David Nance Band. It's coming along really well. We are well on the way of completing the rhythm tracks for the whole album by the end of this week, possibly. And I've already started on overdubs. Starting to line up the schedule for guest musicians, and like I said, we got Hank Red from Stevie Wonder's band of many years coming in. Just found out that Bright Eyes, Connor Oberst, is going to do some background vocals for us. So I'm excited about that. I've known and been around Connor for a long time. But finally, I get to play with him. I get to play music with him, and it's something I said a long time ago. It's like, I'd really like to do something with you, Connor, sometime. I would. And he'd say, oh yeah. And it just, finally, we'll get to do a little work together. The other thing I want to share before I forget is, yes, we have lost another giant of a musician that you all should know about if you think you like real music. Guitarist Pat Martino just passed away. He was a monster guitarist. Incredible technique, but also deep feeling musician. I was remarking to myself, I just got a couple. I've only got a few of his albums. I want to definitely correct that. As some of you know, I lost my younger brother, Pat, this summer. Well, Pat was a jazz guitarist extraordinaire, my brother, and he loved Pat Martino as well. He didn't play like Pat, but he had the facility to play like Pat, my brother. So I've lost two Pats this year, two amazing musicians. Here's one of Pat Martino's albums, Starbright. And if you know Pat Martino's story, you know that he had, I think, a brain hemorrhage or something and completely lost everything. And the operation that saved his life wiped out his memory, but he actually retaught himself everything, including how to play the guitar, and ended up even better than he was before the hemorrhage. Live. Yeah, Pat Martino is a musician that you really ought to hear. And is he in league? Excuse me, with Joe Pass? With Joe Pass. I was talking about Joe Pass. Oh my goodness, yeah. Excuse me, yeah. Pat Martino is definitely up there in that league. He was a master. Footprints. This was my brother Patrick's album, and as is often the case with musicians who are focused on working. My brother Pat didn't care about records or record care. My dad was the same. I've known a fair amount of musicians over the years who just don't care about record care. It's what's on the grooves that they're digging. So this is one of my brother Patrick's that I basically heirloom, it's mine now. What did they say? I'm having a blank. Played this yesterday, Exit. Fantastic. Billy Hart on drums. Just fantastic. Very soulful playing and original. He had things that he would do that that's a Pat Martino thing. Like B.B. King had certain licks. Pat Martino had certain ones where it was like, that's a trademark Martino thing. And this Joyous Lake is one of the baddest jazz rock fusion albums, period. It's one of the best. If you like Mahavishnu Orchestra, Return to Forever, Larry Coryell's 11th House, that entire ilk, and you haven't heard this album, you haven't heard everything. This kicks ass. Kenwood Denard on drums. This kicks ass. Pat Martino, rest in peace. Otherwise, recently, this is just a preliminary, Ian, okay, because I've only played it a couple times. but I received for review the new Colouratura CD, Black Steeple Church. A fellow who I have not met but is a friend online, and he's associated with a lot of people that I know and like. Many of them I haven't met. Ian Beabout. And this is his music. This is the second recording of his I've gotten. I need to go back and listen to the other one. But I can tell you, Ian, that I can tell that this was made, this is a sincere effort. It's personal. I haven't gotten all the way through it, but there's a variety of style. But you're singing in the way you're singing, and it seems like you're trying to tell us something that's important, and that's a big part of what's happening here. Seems to me. That's the impression I get, is that you're trying to tell us something as much as play some music for us. So I'll be getting into it and probably speak about it again. Really pleased that Porcupine Tree are back, and sent a message to Richard Barbieri, because he is a distant friend of mine from Porcupine Tree, and we've interacted, and he's actually bought my music. It just still blows my mind. So I have out Lightbulb Sun to play when I get a minute. I've always loved that cover, that image. It's just really intriguing. What else is sitting out to just mention? Oh, here's something else. Because I have my brother's records that I inherited. You know, they haven't been weaved into my collection completely yet. But here's one that was in his collection that is still sealed. And I'm imagining that this is a record that maybe his friend Jerry got for him, or someone got for Patrick, that they thought he would like. Patrick never got to it. And now in person, Jonah Jones. This is still sealed. And this is not a reissue. This is the 1965. That sticker is the original sticker. Or not original, but it's an old sticker for, I mean, this has been cut out forever. It's Dixieland, and so at this point, I'm still leaving it sealed because I know what Dixieland sounds like, and I'm not particularly interested in hearing any Dixieland. Thought I'd show it, though. Kind of cool to have a still sealed. I don't have any other still sealed. At times I have. I'm not that kind of collector. If I have the record, I'm going to open it and play it. Otherwise, regarding this crazy crazy world we live in, I hope that you all are doing okay. We survived Halloween. You know, I don't know how much of it to take, seriously, but the way that the media portrayed Halloween was that it was a madhouse, and quite a bit of violent behavior happened. And like I said, I just sit it out these days because the world is too crazy all the time for me to enjoy Halloween. I really don't enjoy it at all. So I'm glad it's over. And seriously, I just want to continue to put out a message of we're the solution to the problem, and we are the problem. And I would just like to say that I like to feel like I'm one of the people who's trying to be part of the solution and not the problem. My focus is on humanity, not on material goods or the insane political mad game of power. I mean, how can you consider these people intelligent, mature people when they're playing a game of politics while the world is quite literally falling apart before our eyes every day? And yet these so-called smart world leaders, like the summit that's just finished, the climate change summit, and you see those pictures where people are just sitting there asleep, and they think they're going to placate the youth by just making promises and talking shit, not taking seriously the fact that the planet truly is really in peril. So, why I say, you know, I just keep my focus real simple, and I really focus on enjoying each day and the simple things that I do each day, and the people in my life. Show them love and appreciation. That's how to do it, guys. Take care.